I thought the topic of BasedCon has run dry because it's mostly just me talking about it. You don't really see any attendees talking about BasedCon. There's not much chatter about it. It's a dead deal, and it's because there's not, it's something in Michigan with just a handful of people. But this convention banned me back in January, and I do cover convention problems and what they do. And so I'd been just debating whether I'm even going to use my Fandom Pulse Substack to talk about this. It went crazy, and I thought this topic was over at this point. But Rob Crusy, the guy who runs BasedCon, did a full struggle session, a panel where he ranted about me for 20 minutes about why I needed to be banned, and it didn't go very well from him among the attendees from what I'm hearing. And this is pretty crazy that a whole convention has, I'm flattered almost, they've dedicated themselves to me. I don't think I'm worthy of that at all, but I'm a de facto guest of honor is what I call myself from over here. It's sad. I'm honestly really saddened, and really this is a tragedy because there was a real need for a alternative convention that could actually do something else and actually be different than the mainstream out there. And he sullied this convention's name so much, and BasedCon. I'm gonna ban this guy because he's too Christian. It really comes down to as I'm looking at it, I think this guy's ego is very, very hurt that I mostly outsell him, and that's what it. And he thinks that there's a problem on that level, that I'd also outshine him at the convention. That bothers him. Very, very sad. If that was the worry, talk to me in advance, bro. Just call me up. I'm very easy to get a hold of. I like talking to people, and just say, hey, I just don't want like some weird publicity stunts or whatever at the convention or whatever. Can you just hang out? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem. That if that was the real concern, we could have done it. But now it's a struggle session about me. In fact, this convention became more about me than any way that I would have attended. In all irony of this, it's hilarious as this guy's gone completely unhinged. So let's get into this. Poor Robert Crusy. Why does he act like this? Very interesting. This is very sad. The publishing industry very much is a high school bully sort of situation out there where they try to I'm going to have my cool kid club. You're not invited. And then people act really, really stupid around that. And it's like that in comics. It's like, I don't know what causes that behavior with these nerds. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, I go to my country club on a weekly basis, and I play tennis there and hang out with a bunch of very successful guys. And none of them act like this. So what is it about the nerd culture that gets people acting like this? I want to know that. Do you have a thought on that? Why can we change? Is it even changeable? Because I love science fiction and fantasy and comics, but there seems to be a whole an incurable behavior that makes it something that it's distasteful for normal people, and I think that's what's really hurt the genres as they've collapsed over the years as well. That's what's allowed the SJWs to kind of take things over, and then of course turn things into this. If you look at it from a global philosophical perspective, turning off normal people, going crazy on politics. That is what turns people off, right? And so how do we fix it? Is it fixable? Am I beating my head against a wall trying to normalize science fiction and fantasy? I don't know. Let me know. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you're new here. I'm an author, science fiction and fantasy. I'm very based. I'm too based for BasedCon, my friends. #1 bestseller in science fiction, #1 bestseller in fantasy, #1 bestseller in nonfiction with my new Churchianity book as well. And if you like science fiction, I have a wonderful, wonderful series for you. It starts with Justified right here. And Justified is about space crusading. Born too late to do the real crusade, born just in time to crusade online. That's I love that meme quite a bit. But this is a lot of fun. It's what Star Wars should have been, and it's a wonderful trilogy. You're going to love it today. It's in the description below, and it's available on ebook, print, and audio. Check it out. Support our channel. Support real science fiction and banned science fiction. That's right. I love how the mainstream media, the banned books, right? This is the real banned books right here. This is too based for BasedCon. Rob Crusy cries when he sees Justified. Oh, well. All right. It's sad, like I said. I don't want to go too mean on the guy because clearly the guy's got mental problems, and that's the whole problem with this whole deal. But for the last 5 years, if you don't know, libertarian author Rob Crusy has been running an alternative convention to the mainstream industry cons such as Worldcon. The intention was to make it that alternative. Unfortunately, the convention has turned into much the same liberal gatekeeping as those conventions. As a convention banned me after Robert Crusy could not handle my calling modern woke D&D satanic, rightfully in my opinion, and proceeded to cancel me over my journalism calling out problems in the gaming industry. There's much more to the reason Robert Crusy went full cancel that has to do with his personal ego with the convention rather than anything I've done, which is why his continued actions have been beyond absurd. And it's a debate of whether I should even cover this on something like Phantom Pulse or even my channel. I debated it before doing this, but I thought it was important to do so. And the reason is because I provide the comprehensive coverage of conventions with their bad behaviors. This is no different, despite my being the focus of the story. And number two, because at the convention, he's now taking the stage, dedicating an entire panel to personally attacking me. Now, I asked about this yesterday. I got messaged by one of the attendees saying, dude, he's having a panel where he's complaining about you up on the stage. This is crazy. I'm like, whoa. And so I asked about it, if anybody had a recording of it, because, oh my gosh, how fun would that be to play the recording and react to it? But nobody's given me a recording so far. If you've been to the convention or you know of a recording of this, please let me know. I'll do a live stream on it. It'll be a lot of fun. And so this is what he says, because once again, certain person is spreading lies about BasedCon. Look at this. There was no panel about Mr. of the Rice. Now, this is pretty unhinged right here. This is a guy running a convention. He's busy, allegedly. He's now done. Here it is. I did a 20-minute ad hoc explanation of why a lunatic was popping into every thread that mentioned BasedCon. Holy crap. So he gave a 20-minute speech online about me at his convention. Now, in normal conventions, when you get up on a stage and you give a speech about something, you call it a panel, right? That is what a panel is. So, yes, there was a panel about me, and I noticed something about the unhinged people. They try to denigrate me by refusing to say my name, Delarose, right? Mr. of the Rice, Mr. Right, like somehow that makes me not a real person, and so he wants to unperson me to his audience that he's trying to virtue signal to on X. By, of course, not even being able to say my name or write my name like I'm a normal person. It's really gross. I mean, this is how these people act, right? I mean, it'd be like it's absurd. But I noticed that, like, when these people go unhinged like this, they always do this. So he did dedicate a whole panel of a convention to me yesterday, which is wild as this went on. Now, I was talking to some people who were there. It was not very effective and apparently was very awkward. And this all comes back to, like, what even went on with this sort of thing. So BasedCon, as I said, has been going on for 5 years, and I'd say 90% of the people who are there are my fans or friends, which is really ridiculous. You're making a really weird line in the sand by going off on this. Now, with that happening, this guy, like, is apparently, like, they kept asking me over the years, like, why aren't you going to BasedCon this year? Are you going to BasedCon this year? And I'd be like, no, I wasn't invited. Ask Robert Crusy to invite me and I'll go. And they would. And eventually, like, I think it was 2 years ago, one got back to me and told me, Rob basically said that, you're not invited to BasedCon because he's afraid you're going to outshine the con and it's going to become John Delarose Con because, I guess they view me as pretty charismatic, which is flattering. And I didn't have a problem with that because I thought, you know what? And he said, in a few years down the line, they'll invite you or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. They just want to get established. So the con's itself, and it's not like your deal, right? And I said, oh, that's fine. And I thought that was reasonable. Now, of course, it would have been nice if this guy would have been, man enough to actually call me and say this. It's not like I don't know him. Like, he's been over to my house. I've taken him out to dinner. I'm a super nice guy. That's where these people go. That's why it's like, why are these people doing this? If somebody's nice to me, I'm super nice to them. That's why I get along with a lot of people, and that's why this channel keeps growing. But this, I don't know what happened to him or whatever, where, like, he just started getting jealous of me or something. I guess that's what's happening here. it got kind of weird. And this is what happened over the course of this year, which is like, what the heck is going on here? So I thought nothing of it. Like I said, I was letting it go. I was still promoting BasedCon, being nice about it, because I thought, we really need that, and I'll just show up in a couple years, and we'll have our little fun because everybody, all my fans and friends are there. That'll be great. No, I mean, I guess this guy was just internally seething behind the scenes, like for years, and just going at me. And so as I look at that and I see he really thought I was going to outshine him at the convention, because he's not a very charismatic guy. He's one of those introvert author types, and he's kind of a cantankerous kind of guy. And he's built his brand online through conflict marketing. And so if you haven't watched him, he quote tweets people to gotcha them, and he built his following by doing that. Really fun watching him do that. When he does it to the left, I laugh at it because it's great. I love it when people attack the left. But I also noticed he did it to a lot of authors on the right. And as this situation escalated this weekend, some authors on the right, some big names, messaged me and were like, yeah, the dude's gone unhinged and attacked me too. I don't talk about it because I don't do the drama and all that. And I'm like, well, I cover everything with the conventions, so of course I'm going to. But they said, yeah, he's done this to me too, so I sympathize. I'm like, interesting. And this is what he does. He quote tweets people for the gotcha so he can prove he's smarter than somebody else. And I think that's his problem here. I think he really wanted to prove he's smarter and better. Doesn't need JDA. And it's like, okay, that's, again, flattering that he thinks of me so much, but it's kind of weird too. So earlier this year, this is what he did. He quote tweeted me to do this. I called Dungeons & Dragons satanic because they were, of course, promoting Pride Month. Pride is a sin. Pride is one of the deadly sins, and since D&D is pushing that, and since they are an evil woke company from Seattle, I've done enough video. You can find all my videos on how horribly woke they are and just how they've destroyed what Dungeons & Dragons was, which was an inherently Christian concept to begin with. But this is something that is absolutely crazy, and he calls me names on it. You're a clown, John. Like, why are you so mad at me attacking a woke company? And I asked that. I said, why are you simping for the objectively evil Wizards of the Coast company? So much for the BasedCon guy. That's not very based of him, right? You're all fake. And I said, shut. And so he swears at me. Some guy mentions he's being crazy. He swears at him. Then he starts getting very aggressive. I've got something for you. And here it is. I said he blocked me after that. And I said, so here's the deal. I'd like to announce that I'll attend BasedCon. And I challenged Rob to a debate on D&D so he could tell people why he'd attack me personally over Dungeons & Dragons. And he goes, shut the F up, John. Again, right? It's like, wow, this guy's really unhinged. So this guy asked, does he plan on getting in without a ticket? And then he says, I hope he does show up. I'll toss him on his ass like I did the last guy who did try it. So he threatened to assault me if I did show up. So I bought a ticket at this point because I'm like, you know what, this is crazy behavior, but I'm not afraid of anything. I have to kind of assert myself at this juncture if they're going to go this crazy. So I'll just buy a ticket and I'll show up and I'll hang out and it won't be a problem. And this guy, if he wants to cause a problem, we can watch him do so, and it'll be pretty obvious at that point. So I bought the ticket, and I guess he refunded me, but I didn't see it. It didn't just show up. He never communicated with me ever. So I didn't know that he refunded me. I didn't know that I was banned. I found out later that I was banned through somebody else who was asking about it, who said he said I would not be allowed to go at that point. Now, earlier this week, he goes in and he says, note that he bought a ticket, the cheapest option, of course. Well, was I supposed to spend more money on you banning me? Like, I'm confused, right? Yeah. Well, of course I bought the cheapest option. Why would there be a problem? After I told him he would not be allowed to attend. No, he never told me that I wouldn't be allowed to attend. As you can see, he just said that he threatened to. He said he hoped I can. He said I hope he does show up. That's the only thing I knew. So fine, I'll show up, right? I'm not scared of him. He's a little scrawny guy. And so all he knows is how to do is to jump in front of trains and then play victims. This is a train? Again, like, you're attacking me. This is kind of weird. You're the one throwing a fit about me here. And he continued to do so over the weekend. This is a guy saying, not very, very based to engage in cancel culture. This is BasedCon. Please rethink this. Not seeing a refund isn't lying. And I didn't see the refund because, like I said, the guy got no notification of it. Didn't show up on my credit card statement. I thought he didn't refund me, but he apparently got to the charge ahead of time. Before it even hit. And so I didn't know. But this is the exact authoritarian wokeness we've been fighting from the left for years, and it is. And he goes, I didn't ban him because I disagree with him. I banned him because he's an a-hole who publicly accuses someone of theft rather than check his credit card statement. Well, wait a minute. you're saying you banned me. If you look up above, now he's changing his story, right? He says, I knew I was banned, then I bought a ticket. But now he's saying I'm banned because I bought a ticket and he refunded my ticket. And 9 months later, I accused him of not refunding my ticket because I thought he hadn't. By the way, I apologize for that publicly because I'm 100% honest here, always am. It never does any good. But somebody at the con asked me to, and so I said, okay, cool, I'll be the bigger person here. So he says, you're dying to see John's victim act. We're full up. This isn't a victim act. You are aggressor here. You're banning somebody over politics. It's bad behavior. I'm calling it out. It's not a victim act. I don't feel like I'm a victim. I've sold more this weekend than probably Rob Crusy has. I mean, let's be honest. So here it is. And so the guy keeps going, start your own con, right? That's the sort of thing SJW should say. This is a really good argument by this guy. I owe you nothing. F off. And you can see he's just angry. So then he goes crazy. Look at this. Wow, not very big. Eat shit, retard. I mean, what's going on here? Yesterday, first day of BasedCon, was a huge success. No gremlins, gnomes, or other diminutive troublemakers in sight. So it's such a success. He's passive-aggressively ranting about me in the morning yesterday, right? Or in the evening on Friday, I guess. Then today, of course, we came out with this like sort of commentary, learning that he ran a whole panel on me yesterday about this. So I learned what he did. He claimed there was a misunderstanding over woke D&D. Now, again, and he tried to couch this as that, and I showed you exactly what he did. Now, if it was just a misunderstanding, why wouldn't you just apologize and not ban me? That doesn't make any sense. And, and if that's the case, again, the misunderstanding is because I'm pretty based, and your con's called BasedCon. So I have a pretty based take on woke D&D. You probably want to celebrate that. Just apologize. Don't do this kind of thing. Now, a lot of the attendees were talking about it over dinner from what I said because, again, this entire con is just about me now, which is great. I appreciate the coverage. And they weren't impressed by what he was saying and didn't think there was any real reason I should be banned or anything like that. So his attempt at actually co-opting the convention to make it about attacking me personally to try to turn all these people against me failed within the attendees of his own convention. Really sad. Like I said, this is a tragic thing because BasedCon could be something that could grow, that could really bring the community together in science fiction and fantasy of people who are opposed to the woke agenda, who want to actually retake this cultural space for science fiction and fantasy again for good. And I was hoping it would be the case. I was rooting for it. I wanted Rob Crusy to win here. But unfortunately, it seems like this guy's just behavioral patterns, whatever's going on, got way in the way of this sort of thing. And it's just a tragedy that this has occurred. So, yikes, a whole panel about me, but there was no panel about him. Just a 20-minute speech. Wow, angry. And he's still going angry from what I understand. I really hope he will apologize. I'm totally open to it. I will have him on the channel if he wants to air himself out and grievances out. I'm a nice guy, and I hate this kind of thing. I want people like Rob Crusy to succeed, and he steps on his own feet every single time. Why? Because it's about control. It's about ego. It's about, just that seems to be the entire case here. And it's sad because, again, you kind of want bigger stars than yourself at unless there's not, this is where it goes back to. It's is it about the based con? Like he originally told that person that he didn't want it to be like my con or whatever. Okay, well, now is it just your con or is it about something bigger? And I would have hoped it would have been about something bigger, but it doesn't appear to be the case. This is just a tragic downfall of something that could have been great. And it's really, really sad. I hope somebody else starts a con like this because I think we need something like this. I think it is. I think there's value to it. And I don't have time to do it. I'm writing. I'm really just working way too hard, just covering things for Fandom Pulse, doing all the YouTube stuff, and of course writing books on top of all this. That's what I'm busy doing. So I can't run a convention myself, and I don't want to. But I would love for somebody else to, and actually just make something great that's really about standing for the values of freedom of expression, of conservative and Christian principles. Can you imagine? We really could make this great again. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And what can we do? How do we fix this about nerd culture? To where these little weird you have to police what somebody thinks online about woke Dungeons and Dragons of all things. Why? like, why do people act like that in nerd culture, not in real life? Interesting. Check out Justified. It's in the description below. Really appreciate you guys for watching and supporting. You're amazing, and we're building a great community. We do have a wonderful Discord called the Holy Legion. If you're not in there yet, too, I think it's a great place. If you love books, if you love just discussion, we're really chill and a lot of fun. It's like a full 24-hour BasedCon. That's what I like to call it. It's a lot of fun. So check that out, and we'll be back soon.